Now at 5, College View State School in Joplin that serves students with disabilities is preparing to close its doors. Plus,
President Trump pushes for more redistricting plans that could determine control of the House of Representatives. I'm Erica Brown with the intensifying battle to redraw congressional maps.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Freeman Health System has greenlit a massive expansion of a cancer treatment facility in Pittsburgh. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Dow Quick. The project will greatly reduce travel time for many patients seeking cancer treatments. The project adds 12,000 square feet to the existing Freeman Physicians Group of Pittsburgh facility. When it's complete, it'll cover nearly 17,000 square feet, more than doubling the size of the existing medical oncology department in Pittsburgh. It'll use the entire 3-acre site on East Centennial Drive. Freeman says the facility will provide new state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment, expanded chemotherapy and radiation treatment, and an in-house pharmacy. The project is tentatively scheduled for completion in late 2026. 12 schools across Missouri, all associated with serving students with disabilities, they're preparing to close their doors permanently. Those include College View State School in Joplin. The Missouri Department of Elementary and Secondary Education cites staffing shortages, competitive salary for teachers, and aging facilities as key reasons behind the shutdowns.
Things like educational adequacy, the size of the building, the number of the students that are served in those buildings, and thinking about efficiencies, made the recommendation for 6 more schools. So 12 schools in total have been approved for closures.
College View State School will close its doors at the end of this academic school year next May. A property rezoning notice is making some Grove, Oklahoma residents unhappy. The notice is at a vacant property on 55th Street, which could be reclassified from residential to commercial use, so an RV park could be built there. The sign is supposed to share information about an upcoming public meeting. However, neighbors say the sign is too small to see.
It's a notice, and the notice is typically posted, and that's per the state statutes that you put out there. So it's not necessarily a sign as much as it is a notice of a rezone.
That's not all the neighbors are unhappy about. We're going to hear more from Grove residents about the proposed rezoning tonight at 6. Construction has ended at the heavily traveled intersection of East 15th Street and Rangeline Road in Joplin. However, drivers are asked to be more aware when driving through the area as work continues with the installation of sidewalks and curbs. The city says it appreciates the community's patience during the project. Let's check in with meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney now for a first look at the weather.
Well, temperatures today have been really nice, low 90s, and it finally feels like that. Now 92 in Joplin, 91 in Pittsburgh, 90 in Fort Scott. So overall, a pretty nice, more cool day than we've seen for quite some time. Though on the forecast, we have even cooler temperatures in store for us. Until then, we've got a mostly clear night tonight, a couple of clouds out there, but overall pretty nice. Now tomorrow, temperatures are very similar to what we saw today, low 90s. A bit warmer than today. A couple of areas might see temperatures in the low to mid 90s and a few clouds as well. Now over the weekend forecast, we have some storms rolling in Saturday afternoon. That's going to drop our temperatures even further, as you can see, into the 80s by Sunday and even into the 70s by next week. But I'll have all those details coming up.
See you soon. President Trump's efforts to expand Republican control of Congress are proceeding in Texas and likely expanding to other GOP-led states. But it's also facing pushback from blue states. Erica Brown has more details now from the White House.
California legislators are moving forward with plans to reshape congressional districts to give Democrats more seats in Congress.
This is about trying to level the national playing field so we can have something close to fair elections for Congress in 2026.
For my colleagues on the other side, who I deeply respect, sometimes I believe you think the ends justify the means.
The move comes in response to the Texas legislature's redistricting plans designed to give Republicans an advantage in 5 more districts.
For the first time, Republicans have united. They've been courageous in bringing this to the floor. It was necessary.
Governor Abbott, so sold our state capital to Donald Trump. And as a native Texan, it's a dark day in Texas history.
President Trump has pushed redistricting efforts in Republican-controlled states in a bid to retain Republican control of the House after the 2026 midterm elections. Republicans are also looking at redistricting in Missouri. President Trump said on social media Thursday, the great state of Missouri is now in. We're going to win the midterms in Missouri again, bigger and better than ever before. Erica Brown, CBS News, the White House.
A Republican source in Missouri tells CBS News the state's legislature will soon move forward with new congressional districts provided by the Trump administration that would create 7 Republican seats versus 1 Democratic seat. Still ahead, preparing for a new season.
It still feels like summer, but the fall allergy season is already here in some parts of the U.S. I'm Michael George with how to prevent the misery now.
And a study shows that teens with depressive episodes are not getting treatment. Those stories coming up in Health Watch. Topping today's Health Watch, it's still summer, but parts of the U.S. are already experiencing the runny nose and sneezing start of the fall allergy season. Allergists say now is the time to try to get ahead of your symptoms, so be prepared. Michael George has more.
17-year-old James Florio has suffered with seasonal allergies for as long as he can remember.
Sore throat, I usually sneeze a lot, runny nose, red eyes and stuff like that. It's extremely irritating.
All year long.
I use a lot of allergy medicine and a lot of nose spray, and I have to take that either once or twice a day, daily.
Deep breath.
To prevent worse symptoms, the time to prep for allergy season is about 2 to 4 weeks before the season starts, according to Dr. Aaron Westrich from ENT and Allergy Associates.
Starting allergy treatments early, particularly steroid sprays in the nose. The spray helps actually prevent the allergic inflammation, and so that's why getting in early before you're exposed to the allergies is very helpful.
About 1/4 of adults and nearly 20% of children have a seasonal allergy in the U.S., according to the CDC. If you find that over-the-counter medications aren't relieving symptoms well enough, allergists say it may be time for a change.
It's always good to see an allergist who can help optimize and tell you exactly how to use the medicines, because using them more consistently is always going to be more helpful. If that's not effective, then the next best option would be allergy shots. That's actually therapy that works at desensitizing you to your allergies.
James started his allergy shots for tree, grass, and weed pollens, as well as cat and dog dander 3 months ago.
I'm hoping that I can live a more comfortable life, that I can do a lot more things without having to worry, oh man, did I have to take my allergy meds? That's what I'm kind of hoping for.
He says he's happy he's already seeing some improvement in his symptoms. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
Experts say allergy seasons are typically starting earlier, lasting longer, and are worsening due to warmer climate. A majority of teens with depression in the U.S. aren't receiving treatment. The University of Tennessee study found only 47% of adolescents aged 12 to 17 who had a major depressive episode say they got any kind of treatment. Black teens and teens living in rural areas had the lowest levels of mental health treatment. Nearly 3/4 of kids get their first phone before age 12, but new research suggests getting one too soon might have a negative impact on their mental health later. According to the study published in the Journal of the Human Development and Capabilities, smartphone use before the age of 13 was associated with suicidal thoughts, detachment from reality, increased aggression, and diminished self-worth. Once the child reached young adulthood, experts say parents should go through a responsibility checklist to determine if their child is ready.
The first question is, am I ready as the parent? Am I ready to monitor the phone, to do the control apps? Do they lose things? Do they keep track of their belongings? And then I think you really want to say, am I ready to sit down with my kid and say, we're going to go through safety?
Once you've decided to give your kid a smartphone, experts recommend using all parental control options to manage their activity, setting time limits, and gradually adding other apps to the device. And parents should model good behavior on their own devices. And that is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, some unlikely couples.
A smoothie made from Heinz ketchup. I'm Cristian Benavides with how customers react to brand collaborations.
And after some weekend storms, we have a cool down in the forecast. I'll have those details coming up. Well, it has been a little bit cooler than what we've seen for the last week, but still a hot day today in the 90s. We can go ahead and take a look outside at Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Mostly sunny skies, clear skies out there, a couple of clouds, but overall, again, a pretty nice afternoon. Now, those clouds do stick around for the next couple of hours, but overall, clear night. Temperatures dropping down through the 80s into the 70s and even getting down into the 60s tonight. So we might start off a little bit cooler in the morning than what we've seen. Now, as we continue through Friday, although our temperatures are going to be in the low 90s, our future feels like, which we're used to seeing those higher future feels like or heat index values, are actually right on par with our actual temperatures. So our northern cities are going to be in the upper 80s, 86 in Stockton, Nevada, 87 in Lockwood and Lamar, 90 in Joplin, and it's going to be about 90, 91. 91 in Oswego, 93 in Veneta. So across the board, a much cooler day as we saw it today. Now, as we continue into Friday and Saturday, those winds finally start to shift out of the southeast, and that's going to drive our temperatures up just a bit and also bring some more moisture into the region from the Gulf. So we get a little bit more moisture and just some warmer temperatures. So this is Friday morning, 7 a.m., mostly clear skies, and again, we're starting off a little bit cooler, but for the afternoon, warming up to the low 90s because of those southerly winds. Now, Saturday, the similar temperatures to Friday, we're going to be in the low, maybe even to mid 90s, but we do have a front that's going to be pushing through. You can see how those winds have shifted out of the north, bringing all of that rain into the area. So this is going to start early Saturday afternoon around 12 to 1 p.m. Mostly, models are trending, seeing mostly just these showers and thunderstorms staying in our western counties, not quite making it to the Joplin area. Might get just the tail end of some of those storms, but you can see how that kind of just clips the Joplin region. So this is going to continue through the afternoon. Now we're at 6:30 Saturday. Those northerly winds really just pushing in, and that's going to bring our temperatures down from the low 90s into the 80s by Sunday, but even cooler after that. Taking a look at our heat risk potential over the next couple of days. Now, we were used to seeing that moderate to major risk. Now today we saw just a minor risk across the region. The similar to Friday, minor risk, maybe even seeing some of those little white patches. That means little to no risk for heat. Saturday, again, a little bit warmer until that front moves through. Now, once that front moves through, it really drops temperatures into the area. So northern cities going to see temperatures in the low 80s on Sunday. But by Monday, we're going to be in the 70s. You can see how our heat risk just falls off the map. The same on Tuesday. We're actually going to be in the 70s for a couple of days, Monday and Tuesday, but in the 80s for the rest of the week. 80 degrees on Wednesday, 82 on Thursday, 79 on Friday. So it is a pretty huge cool down next week compared to what we're used to. Now, unfortunately, it's not going to be long-lived. I know we're getting to the end of August, so we're getting closer to fall. This is what we call false fall. So we'll have another warm-up before we actually get to fall. But I mean, it's going to be enjoyable while it lasts.
Yeah, you throw in all of the false falls and Indian summers and so on. There are about 10 different seasons in the 4 states.
There are.
Thanks. Coming up, researchers invent a superfood to protect honeybees from the changing climate. Topping today's Consumer Watch, some things just go together like peanut butter and jelly, even poor old peas and carrots. But these days, brand collaborations can start viral trends with buzz of all kinds. Christian Benavides taste tests the latest unexpected combo involving ketchup.
It's actually good.
Ketchup is probably not a word you'd expect to find in the same sentence as smoothie.
It's like a child playing in the kitchen, like ketchup smoothie? No.
Here at Smoothie King in Margate, Florida, the Heinz Ketchup Smoothie is the latest brand collaboration on the market vying for customers' attention.
So it definitely tastes like V8 a little bit.
I don't see no ketchup in there. Just like very, very, very tasteful juice.
It's strawberries, raspberries, acai sorbet, apple juice, and Heinz Simply Ketchup.
Lori Primavera is Vice President of Research and Development at Smoothie King and says the classic condiment was a perfect match for this limited time offer.
It fits with our Clean Blends initiative, which is no artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives.
And while the pairing may seem unusual,
You know, it's not my cup of tea.
That's part of the allure.
Get people talking, saying, what is this? I don't think I want this, but I kind of need to try it.
Caitlin Lunders is the digital director at Delish and says brand collaborations can be a flash in the pan or have real staying power.
Sometimes these brands are teasing something out, and if it gets a huge response, it could become a permanent item in stores.
We've seen these mashups before, from Doritos and Taco Bell, International Delight and Hershey, Smart Food and Cheetos. Two American favorites now in hit combinations, Reese's and Oreos, landing on store shelves in September, thanks to fans' demands.
People really love both brands, and it's a mystery why they didn't do it sooner.
Lunders says these collaborations are all part of food entertainment. They tickle the taste buds and keep up the brand banter. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Margate, Florida.
Delish says among the stranger collaborations, soup candy, a surprisingly popular lemonade potato chip. Food brands are also collaborating with beauty lines for products like body washes. What do you know? Could this flying boat be the next big travel thing? Well, Regent Craft is testing its all-electric sea glider off the coast of Rhode Island. The airplane boat hybrid glides at speeds of up to 180 miles per hour using physics similar to pelicans and other birds that skim the water. The company says it expects the first generation of sea gliders to be delivered in 2027 to multiple countries for use as a coastal ferry service for goods and people. Regent Craft says it also has contracts with the U.S. Defense Department. Starting today, buying a Sony PlayStation 5 will be $50 pricier. The gaming console now costs about $550 in the U.S. According to the company blog post, the digital edition is $500. The PlayStation 5 Pro is $750. Sony cites a challenging economic environment as its reasons for the price hike. Big buzz in the science world. The researchers are inventing a superfood to protect honeybees from the growing threats of climate change. British scientists genetically engineered a strain of yeast to produce vital nutrients called sterols, compounds missing from the food beekeepers typically use. Researchers found bee colonies that ate the supplement during trials were healthier and had up to 15 times more baby bees that grew into adults. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Up next on the CBS Evening News, there's a solar farm boom happening in the Lone Star State, giving farmers an opportunity to raise a different kind of crop, sheep. Then on KOAM News at 6, an airport drive crash results in a DWI investigation. Plus, more on the reasons College View School in Joplin is shutting its doors. And our two-a-days take us to Oklahoma tonight. We're going to preview the football seasons for Grove and for Quapaw. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. Well, if you don't like this weather forecast, you're not trying very hard because it's beautiful weather for August in the 4 states.
Yes, it is. Nice change of pace from the 90s that we've been seeing. We get a little taste of fall next week. A couple of rain chances as well starting Saturday. That's going to drop our temperatures down to the 80s on Sunday and 70s on Monday and Tuesday.
Wow.
Now, again, it is just a taste of fall. I don't want everyone to get too excited. We'll get warm again before we start to see the actual season come in.
We will enjoy that little appetizer before we get the main course.
Absolutely.
For sure. Thanks for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next. Of course, we're going to be right back here for KOAM News at 6. We'll see you then. Let's make it a great evening.